Hi, this is Johnny. We're on Android of the RG353P. I want to go over some of the Android's functionality and also let you know the pro and con about it. Well, one thing neat is this one have a dual boot. By holding the star and the X's and power same time, you will able to boot to Android. I have both SD card here, and this one is a 1 terabyte. Now I will give you the link in below where you could download this APK software and also Happy Mod. Those two software is kind of equivalent to Google Play Store, where you could download more apps and play with it. And also Happy Mod is the one that actually give you the the hack thing. So I want to demonstrate something and to see if I could fix this. There is a program called emulator, PCE, which is emulate TurboGrafx and stuff like that. Okay, let's get it. Okay, so I'm gonna go to open content, and I have it set default to you go browse, and then here it automatic default to SD card. So what you want to do is you want to change it to where it will point to the micro SD card, because when you first go in it's going to be like this and you're like, where's my WAM folder? So you just change this, click on that dotted line, and then go to the SD card, and it automatically go to the ROM folder. So you just go and search for PC Engine, which is PCE, okay, and we just pick that, and then we just say use the folder, allowed. Now I noticed, okay, it's going to show all this graphic folder. You don't need to be, I mean, those are for the Linux size, the front end, to use those box art and stuff, but this program doesn't use it. So you just go and look for bunk, and bunk event is the graphic is the best one to demonstrate that it is not very good. The graphic, let's press start, it's very dark color. It's not very bright. The color, it look like it's in dark sleep mode, and it doesn't do that with the Nintendo DS, but it does that with here. So I'm kind of like, okay, what can we do to fix this? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get out of this game for now, pause it, and what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna uninstall it. And I want to see if I could install a better version. So you just click on it and it will say app information, and you go to here, you want to stop the program, say okay. Now if you have any storage stuff like that, you could delete the storage so you won't use up extra space. You could delete, clear the storage. So now there's 0 byte here, and then you click B or back, and then you're gonna go ahead and click uninstall and do okay. So that's how you uninstall a program. So now I don't have PC Engine no more, disappear. Now today's video I'm going to tell you how to get your Disney Plus to work. Right now Disney Plus does work, and Netflix work, but HBO Max do not work, and Amazon Prime do not work, and I'll demonstrate that, show you that if it work or not. And then YouTube, you will have to go to Google Chrome to do the YouTube, because YouTube app do not work here either. Okay, so I'm going to use the one called Happy Mod, and once you get the file, you just pretty much install it. And there's a Happy Mod, so I'm going to click on it, and I already did a search for PC Engine emulator, so I'm just going to click on that one, And the previous one that I downloaded was 1.5, I think 2.8. But I'm gonna install the 1.551. Okay, so this one is the modded version, and sometimes they have like more than one mod, but this right now is only showing one. So it's the older version, but no, actually it's a little bit newer because the other one is 1.5 point, maybe I think it's 2.8, and this is 5.1. We could always, let me double check it. Let me go ahead and go back. Okay, there's three software is equivalent to Google Play Store, but it doesn't give you the license to download. Like if you already purchased the license account, it's not going to allow, it doesn't transfer your purchase account that you pay over. So that's one thing that this device is the con about this, meaning that it's not good. It doesn't have, you cannot load Google Play Store, so you can't buy anything. You cannot load google.com and log into it and then get the license transfer. That do not work. Google Play servers do not work. Google game servers do not work. So all the Google stuff do not work except a Google Chrome browser does work, which is kind of weird. So that's the con about this system, is that you can't really do too much. Plus the internal SD card is only have 32 gig. So if you keep on installing more game, the system will probably run out of space internally. So that's the bad thing about it. Now I'm gonna use this one called APTOIDE. This one will give me the latest software licenses. So I want to check to see what is the latest software licenses for the PCE, okay, emulator. So press search button. Okay, since this thing, the key is so small, I'm going to demonstrate something that is real cool that I just purchased, which is a little dangle. It have USB A female to USB C. Okay, this is USB C. A lot of people don't understand the terminology. This is called C. Is the newest connection. Apple use it to plug into the power block, and also all the Android new phone use this as well, and also Macintosh are also using this. Okay, now this one have the USB A, which is the old way, and you only could plug in one direction, so you cannot plug so here is the USB A for the mouse and the keyboard. So if you try to plug in one direction, it doesn't work. You have to flip it, plug in this direction. It's only one direction. All right, so the white and the white, so it go down this way. Okay, so I'm going to use my mouse and my keyboard so I could type this easier. Now C is this is the OTG. So you want to plug into OTG and OTG, and you can search it for OTG adapter that convert to USB C. Okay, so it recognizes the keyboard and the mouse. So let's zoom back in. Okay, so I'm going to use my mouse. Here's my mouse, see? And then I'm going to click on it. So there you have a mouse stuff. Then you can scroll up. Okay, so the latest version is 1.5.28. So that's the version that we were using, but it makes the brown color very brown. So I want to see if the modded one will make the color any better, because I know the Linux side it look real bright and colorful. So let me go ahead and I'm gonna press the keyboard instead. I'm gonna press escape. Okay, that's I guess the escape does not work. Let's go to back to this, and let's go to this one, the happy chick. So I'm going to install the modded one. I'm gonna go ahead and download it since I already uninstalled it, and I want to see if this one actually make the graphic better, because I cannot stand the fact the graphic is so dark. Okay, and I'll show you the graphic, the differences between the graphic in the Linux side. Linux side, the graphic looks so pretty. It's real bright and colorful, but for some reason in Android side, the graphic looks so dark and kind of. I tried to go into the Android setting and I couldn't do anything to make it better. So let's see. Now here it asks you to. I also install a Lucky Patcher. This is like a hacker that actually modded your program, like remove the ad, remove the licenses, you know, stuff like that. That is nice to have, but I don't recommend after you finish modding your system, install your software. I recommend to remove those two, because I heard rumor people saying that this software and this software does hack into your system and try to get information back to the owner, like your address and information, password, stuff like that. So you might want to uninstall those. Go ahead and do install, or you could disable your Wi-Fi if you finish with it. Okay, let's see if this one make any difference in the graphic. So right now is looking at my main SD card, and I want it to look at my I'm looking for my SD card, because there you go, SD card, and I'm gonna look for the directory. No, this is not. This is the let's go to the storage, see if we could see. Yeah, I think this is the one. Okay, so we're going to look for PCE. So you go to the storage and then you click on this funny number, and that will take you to SD card, and then you scroll to, I'm going to use the D-pad, it's quicker. Looking for PC engine. There you go. Press A. Okay, and then I'm gonna look for the Bunk Adventure again. Bunk Events. Press A. Let's see if it make any better. I hope it does. I hope it does. I don't know it will or not. No, it do not. It actually came back to my safe mode. Yeah, the graphic look real bad here. Okay, so before I go back to the Linux, I just want to show you that if you go to the happy mode, you could download Pinball Arcade. So you just type in okay, and it have a modded version. I think it's version 2.3 something, 2.2239. Okay, you want to download this one because it gave you all the 100 game automatic free. Okay, so you just click install and run it. Now if you do it too many times, it will prompt you a little boxes. Let's try that, see if it does or not. It doesn't prompt me yet, but it will prompt me. Okay, it asks me to install. Okay, I already have that installed already, so I'm not going to install again, but I'll show you what it looked like after you finish downloading it. You wanted to go to Pinball Arcade, and it will automatically load up. Then you're gonna go to now Pinball Arcade do not have rumble or haptic feedback, so I don't know why, but Zen Pinball does. Okay, so you're gonna go check, and then you go to the 100 game. Now let me see if they have any kind of haptic feedback or anything like that. No, it just have music on and off. It doesn't have it. So when you go here, what you want to click on is management, and here you want to download what you own, which is the 100 game. Now if this is your first time, it will keep on downloading. So you make sure you have enough SD card on your second slot. This is a second slot. Make sure you have enough enough space. If not, it's going to download half of it and it's going to stop. So make sure you have enough space. And then once you download it, once you finish downloading it, then you could just go to any game and you could play it. So let's go back to home, and we're gonna try this 2 game. Most of the time do not work on some of the Android device, but this one worked nicely. This game actually worked here on this machine. I don't know if it's because the version that I download, the hack version, that they fix it. I don't know, but this game does work here. So I'm gonna pull back. As you can see, the puncher is moving, and then you do the L1 and L2, and then wow, my L2 somehow got stuck. I don't know, is it because my keyboard is creating that problem? So let me unplug that for now. Okay, now my flipper is working. So by plugging that, it did affect my pinball. It's weird. I didn't notice that until now. But there's no haptic feedback or vibration on this version for some reason. Okay, so let's get out here. Oop, wrong one. Press B and exit out the game. Say yes. And then do it. Okay. We're gonna go back to Pinball Arcade and we're gonna try the one called the Ghostbuster. Ghostbuster also do not work whenever. Press A. Okay, we're gonna go to Ghostbuster. Now Terminator Pinball does work here too as well. I have tested. Here's my Ghostbuster. You could press the screen or you could press the A button. Either way, it will work. Now, I changed my SD card out, so I don't know. Okay, it didn't do not. It does work. Okay. Go and press.
Welcome to the Ghostbuster.
Press A. I'm gonna pull the thing back. Pinball isn't responding. Wait for it. Okay. Pull. So there's no lagging or anything. The pinball played just fine here. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and exit out the game. So you could download this from Happy Mod. Okay. This game you always have to exit out twice. I don't know why. Then press B, B. See, it doesn't work, so you have to scroll up. Press the button, close it out. Okay. And same thing with now if Zim Pinball do not work here, you can't find it, then you need to go to a different app. Okay. Happy Mod apparently do not have Zim Pinball, so there's no hack version on this. So if you type ZEN Pinball, it do not have it. It don't have it. You have William and Star Wars Marble, but it doesn't have Zing Pinball listed here. So, but it does have this one. You can install that, and then you could play a lot of game, a lot of free game as well, free table. Okay, so let's get out here. But so Happy Mod is your best friend if you want some free license game. Now, the Zim Pinball, I like Zim Pinball. I'm trying to figure out how I could get Google to work, but apparently I can't get it to work, so I can't transfer my license over. So the only game you are able to play is only one game, one free game. Okay, but this game does vibrate. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn the volume down and let you hear the vibration sound. So you could hear the vibration. So I'm gonna pull, you hear that? Release. Oh, shoot. It only vibrates when you hit the what do you call that? The bumper, but it doesn't vibrate or nothing when you hit using your flipper. Okay, so there's no flipper. Now notching, it does work if you press one of these buttons. Also view changing does work too. Okay, this is your nudging. You move this, the table will move. See that? Table will move, the ball will bounce. So that's your nudging. Alright? And that's only one game I could get it working. So that's kind of sad. Okay, so now let's go to talk about video and movie. On Happy Mod, you could find a lot of video, except that in YouTube it doesn't work here. I don't think you could find YouTube here. Oh, it does have YouTube, but I think the YouTube require, that one require Google. Well, they both require Google. Okay, there's no mod for that. See, found it, but there's no mod for that. This one's the same thing. Okay, this one have a mod. Let's try it and see if it work or not. See, when you do it too many times, like two or three of them, it's gonna prompt that. You just need to wait. Wait until you see an X show up. Once the X show up, then you see the X, then you click on the X to get out. Okay, you don't have to log in and get or donation or anything like that. And then let it connect, and then it's gonna start downloading. Okay, so the happy mod, the APK Pure, and there's one called APT something, AP Tune, APTURE, I believe. Those, I'm gonna give you those in download description, so you could download those, and then you could start installing more software and game that will make it work. Because I have people asking me how could I install more games when Google Play Store do not work here, and this is how you do it. Okay, let's see if YouTube work. I don't think YouTube will work because HBO need Google servers running, but Google servers do not work, and I believe YouTube require Google servers as well. See, do not work. Okay, so in order to make YouTube work, you will have to open a Chromebook. The Chromebook will work on YouTube, and you probably have to use Chromebook for HBO Max and also Amazon Prime, because it won't work. So here you could type in YouTube, press enter, and you could start open up YouTube. No, YouTube Pro did not work. I just want to open up YouTube. I have installed YouTube apps, so it's trying to open up YouTube apps. Okay, so here you could just go in and click on the video, and it will play, and you could do full screen. All right, and then you could turn it up louder, and there is YouTube. Okay, so YouTube do not work if you and that's one of my videos that I just upload, which is talk about the cabinet in more detail. So that's how you play YouTube video, is from Chromebook. Okay, because the YouTube software do not work. And let me show you Netflix. Netflix will work as well. Let me pick my account real quick. Alright, so you could go in and watch any kind of video, any kind of movie. I have a lot of Korean show that I watch, drama. Me and my wife would like to watch the Korean drama. And then here's some movie, and we could do a demo to show you that it does work. Gonna click on play. So the Netflix apps does work, but the YouTube app do not work. Okay, so you could fast forward by pressing the D-pad like that, and you will fast forward. This is a pretty good movie if you haven't seen it. It's a very cool graphic. It's called what's the name of this? It's called Snake something. Oh, the green snake.
Don't worry, I'll save you, Shao.
Okay, so let's get out. So the Netflix does work. Okay, now HBO Max do not work because it say require Google service, and Google service is not running. See, Google Play servers which are not supported by your device, so it won't load HBO Max. And your Prime do not work either. So this device do not support your Prime Video. So you will have to use Google Chrome to log in. So I'm gonna uninstall it. Just click on App Information and just force it to stop. Okay, and then uninstall it. So I already removed Play Store, game servers, and google.com browser. It doesn't work. None of those work. So I have uninstalled them as I'm doing right now with the YouTube Pro. So those are the things that do not work, and then also HBO Max do not work. So I'm gonna uninstall HBO Max. Okay, now is there a way to go around it? I just don't have enough time to. I have played with it the whole day, and I don't have any way of getting Google Play Store or Google.com to work. So, or Google game servers. You have to have those three running in order to take advantage of Android. So this is the con about this system, that those things do not work. But the pro thing is a lot of emulator does work here, but I don't really play Dreamcast on this. I have a Dreamcast that I'm about to hack once I find my Dreamcast, which allow me to play all my Dreamcast game without putting the SD card in. I mean, not SD card, without putting the DVD, CD, the game CD in it. So, and also Nintendo DS, I have Nintendo 3DS that I played in Nintendo 3DS game. So there's PSP or PS Vita. You could hack PS Vita so you could play your PS Vita game. So the best system is play the system that is made for it and hack it, and you could play. Now they even have a hack for Wii U. So there's a lot of hack out there. You just have to search for it. And I think Sega Asteroid's already been hacked. So that will be coming out soon by the person who hacked it. He's in a Twitter site. The guy Neo CRVA, he put a video out and did a demo that it's been hacked. So you could search for that as well. But with the Android, this is the best thing I could offer you, is those three apps, and then you could try to install those. But let's go ahead and restart this system, and I want to demonstrate that PCE it do not work here, which is sad. Now the Rumble do not work in Linux. This adapter do not work in Linux. So if you will have to only work on Android. So this adapter do not work in Linux, do not work here. Okay, so if you're trying to plug this in, it do not work. But the Android part, it does work. It does recognize this, and it does recognize your keyboard. So it's pretty cool. You could add maybe a hub or something to it and plug more stuff to it. maybe even plug a hard drive. I haven't tried, but probably will work as well. Now let me go to let me see if you remember the last thing I played. No, do not remember my last thing I played. I want to demonstrate the same game that I was playing a while ago. And this one, the graphic look exactly the same as this. Okay. And the graphic over there did not look like anything close to this on the Android. So I was very surprised that even by uninstalling, reinstall a hack version, the graphic was still pretty bad. See how bright this graphic is? The background, this is supposed to be the color, because I play TurboGrafx all the time, and I could tell the graphic is something wrong with it. But this one is very pretty. Now there was some people asking is, can we move some of the file over to make Nintendo DS better? Yes, we can. You just need to know how. The people who created the customer firmware, they're not going to take somebody's work from stock firmware and transfer it to a customer firmware. It would be like just changing the name. So they're not going to do that, because people will say, hey, this is not customer firmware, this is a copycat. So of course they're not going to do that. They're going to try their best to figure out why their Nintendo DS do not work on Jera's setup. So they will have to figure out what they need to do to make it work. But you could actually do it yourself. But I don't use JAWS. I use the original stock firmware because I like the original stock firmware. It plays well. It recognizes a lot of console, and it plays my Nintendo DS very well. So that's why I'm sticking with this. So I might bring some of the theme over. Like you could bring I believe you could bring the JAWS theme over to this one. I just have to look to figure out where and then transfer it over. But yeah, I believe you could, but I don't know. I haven't tried yet. But I'm gonna go ahead and close the video on this. I don't want to spend month and month on this system. So you have to experience it yourself, or do YouTube search, because I already spent almost a whole month on this, and I don't want to spend any more time on this. I'm happy with what I have. Everything I have here is working. So, and I also got it set up where I don't have to press this button to get out. I could just press this too, and now it will get out. So you just have to set the hotkey to make that happen. But yeah, let's just go over this real quick. It have all this cool game, and everything I put in here, it work. Capcom 1, 2, and 3, Wonder Swan, Atari 78, 52, Atari 800, 2600, vertical screen. I love that, the idea that you can actually play vertical screen vertically. So that is a big plus. Now the other one, the JAWS, doesn't have this option. I mean, it doesn't have the game set up that way. So your vertical game will be straight up and down. And the final Burnout Neo, and this one also you could strap. I always cannot pronounce that word. I don't know why. Scrape. I always say scrape. Okay. You could scrape the video and the artwork very nicely. So I'm very happy with that. And you have PSP that work, you know, and you have the graphic in the video. You have the rating and the title and the video, and then the mix art and the title. So, and I like this theme because it show the title, the wheel, and then the snap. They call that snap in Raspberry Pi, and this one is called the wheel. Here is just the title to me, and this is just a video. So yeah, and then you have, the only thing is I only have 1 terabyte. If it were way more more hard drive space, it would be cool. Also, the output to TV work too. It's not the best, but it work. Okay, it's not crystal clear like super beautiful. It's just regular standard output. And NGP color is good. Now, do I recommend go out there and get this? The price range is too high. I think they need to lower it down. $178 after tax and shipping. I think my shipping is free, but the tax. So it's $178. It was listed 100. I think, I don't remember now. 149. But there's another one called the Pocket Retro Pocket 3 just released, and the screen is 4.7, which is almost 5 inches, and this is 3 point something. Now I also want to mention something, the not the pro, but the con about it. This thing looks like a joystick but doesn't hold two like a joystick, meaning that, I don't know why I'm zooming so close. What's that mean? That means that you cannot hold your joystick because there's no holding. Okay, there's nothing to hold on to it. So if there's nothing to hold on to it, it's hard to use your button. It's not sitting on your palm in your arm, and it's not wide enough. It is only 3.5 inches. So this button right here is okay, but let me see if I can move the camera away from it, further away from it, because it's too close and I cannot demonstrate what I'm talking about. Okay, let's make it smaller. I'm moving my tripod higher. Okay, you don't have a good grip. You don't have a grip. I wish I could buy something and maybe glue onto it or something so you could hold on to it like this. Okay, but you cannot hold on to it. It's just flat. And one thing about a flat game system, even PS Vita, they come out with a adapter where you could snap onto it and then they have a grip. Same thing with Nintendo DS, they came out with some kind of hook you could grab onto it. I'm gonna see if I could buy something that maybe it's not made for this, but maybe I could add to it so I could hold on to the joystick. Then this would be fun, because right now I having problem using the second button. I could use this button, but I'm having problem using the both button, and it's hard to play. And I have a small hand. My wrist is only 8 inches. No, I think 6 inches. No, it can't be 6 inches. I don't remember. My wrist is just very small. I have a small bone, and with a small hand, I still have problem with this. Okay, so people who have big hand probably not gonna like this. The screen is very nice and clear. That's the pro about it. The screen is very clear, and the pro about this that bring my attention to buy it is because of touchscreen. This here do not work, but the Android part is nice. Have a touchscreen, and I could play my Pinball arcade, but I cannot play my Zen Pinball, which I purchased all the table, and I can play my 77. I think it's 77 game or 72. I don't remember, and that kind of make me upset. So, but it played my Nintendo DS well, so that part is a plus. And it played the Sega CD32 and Sega Saturn. It's the first handheld game that I have come to that I could actually play Sega Saturn without have to use the Raspberry Pi 4. So that's nice. That's a big plus. That's a pro on this. So to me, the pro about this is have a friendly front end screen, and it have a lot of cool game that when you put it there, and then if you don't have graphic or video or title, you could download it directly using this program. So that's really nice too. So you don't have to go look for box art or title or the rating. This one apparently don't have rating. I might need to redo the rating. Okay, it's missing some of the rating. But yes, this is very nice and very sweet. Dreamcast played nicely. Sega Naomi played well, and so this is a big plus. Now let me see, there's a game I believe it's in maybe in the Dreamcast, or maybe it's in the PlayStation. Let's look for it. Let's look for C. Let's see if we could find Capcom. So it's not here. Maybe it's in the Dreamcast. And you could actually jump from one area to another, which is a big plus there too, because not a lot of games that have that function. So we have Capcom vs SNK, and I don't have to wait for RK1UP to give me that. I could actually take this with me any place, anywhere, and play this. Now, I like the idea this screen is 3.5. Anything smaller than 3.5 to me is not acceptable. Like a 2.8, that is just way too small. I mean, yeah, it's nice that you could put it in your pocket, but it's just too small. To me, I think it's just way too small. So
This is gonna be a match to remember. Fight!
oh, I just turned the power off. Let's see if we could try Neo Geo and put a I haven't tried this yet, where you could bring the cheat mode, the BIOS thing, because some of the system allow you to do it and some system do not. So I wonder if this emulator allow me to do that, put a cheat mode into my Neo Geo game. Okay, so let's try the final fight. Not final fight, but some kind of fighting game that allow me to put a cheat mode on it. I don't have any special fighting game. Let's search for K for Kino Fighter. I guess it starts with a T instead. See, this happened. I don't know why this happened, especially with the Neo Geo one. I don't know if there's something in Neo Geo game that is creating this problem, but it will actually shut me off when I'm scrolling down the game list. So this is another problem I'm having. I do not understand. I don't think it's a system. I think it's the game. Some of the game that was put on here may be corrupted or something wrong with it, because whenever you scroll to it, it just crash. Now, I don't think it's the game that is messed up. I think it's more of either the picture that was downloading did not download correctly, because it just crashed. Now, this happened when I first got the system too, so it's not something that the scraper caused it. It was, I really do not know. Do you guys have this kind of problem where you scroll down to the Neo Geo game list and it just crash? Then the only way to get it back is to power on and power off. So that's also the con about it. Now, I'm not a person that trying to make you buy this. I'm just giving you a review, an honest review, what I feel and what I think about it. I will tell you what is the honest opinion, what is good and what is bad about it. So you guys have to make your own decision what you want to do. You know, which console to buy. It took me a while to finally buy one, because I haven't bought any console, because I noticed that all this China's handheld game, they're all using Linux, and Linux operating system is not perfect. Not all the game work beautiful. Not all the game run correctly, and so that's the thing that kind of got me. It's like, okay, it's just a different body, but the functionality problem is still going to be the same. All right, let's see if we could go to, let's go to the art of, see, that happened again. It's hard for me to demonstrate a game because it keep on freeze up. It is nothing I could push to bring it back, and the only way to bring it back is to turn power off, wait for 5 seconds. You gotta get 1, 2, 3. Okay, power off. Alright, let me see if I could get into one Neo Geo and see if I could. I'm just gonna pick I guess the very first one. See if I could get the cheat mode to show up, because I like to know if that function is there or not. Because it's good to know if it's there. I know the Neo Geo arcade stick, that function is there, which is very nice. You could, you know, give yourself more life, you know, give yourself more ability, allow May to function a little bit different. So it give you those options. Maybe we could just like jump. I think the jumping prevent that happening. Okay.